Welcome back. I'm just standing here in front of my Temoylata red Gefner Annona tree, and I am trying to hand pollinate these flowers since they don't really set fruit on by themselves. I did a previous video of this one. So far, it hasn't dropped off yet. I'm not gonna test anything out with that, just leave them alone. But this guy right here is still I guess still holding, so that's very promising. This is gonna be the male flower that I'm going to use to pollinate this female flower. And then I also see there's another female flower right here. So I'm going to also try that. And I'm just trying to get one on each branch and then seeing which one does the best. I might not hold each one, but I'll definitely try to at least set one fruit. And if I try on one on each branch, then I think I'll increase my success rate. All right, well, let's try this out. I'll follow you along with taking the pollen out of here. Now, it's going to be hard for me to show it because I don't really have a setup for me to display it just yet, maybe one day. And then, well, I can definitely share the progress. All right, well, here we go. I'm going to take the pollen out of here and we'll attempt to put it in here, but I'm just going to see you in a moment. Okay, so I was able to collect, and the flower actually fell off. I collected the pollen from that one and didn't really get too much from it, so I think I might have been a little bit late to the party, but we'll take this and we'll just pollinate one of them, and then I'll probably use the next one as a male flower instead of pollinating two of them. So let's just use this to pollinate this one. And I'll be right back. All right, so I was able to hand pollinate this one, and we will check back on how that is. I used up the rest of that, or the pollen on that one. So what I'll be doing is I'll take this one as a male flower because I don't really have anything else that's gonna flower soon. And now I have two flowers. One was in female, and then this one right here, I took all the pollen off of that, and then the flower ended up coming off on that one. But then now this one right here, I've noticed that it's starting to grow some, I don't know, it's just starting to have this little growth to it that looks a little bit different than from what I'm normally seeing. It usually falls off pretty soon, so This one right here I'm not going to mess with. We'll let that one set, and that was the one that I tried to hand pollinate in the last video. You can look at my channel and look at that. Still trying to figure out how to link stuff together, and doesn't seem like I have the ability to do some of that without, or while being brand new, but I'll figure some of that out. But I also have these this guy was watching me the whole time. He was trying to figure out what I'm doing. He's my supervisor. I have pretty much one lizard on every single fruit tree. Seems like they like to hang out on the in the trunk, and I don't really mind them taking my pest patroller on every single fruit tree that I have. And he likes to supervise me when, no, it's probably a she. Whenever I'm doing all this, I'm sure they like to look at me and see what I'm doing just as much as I do the same for them. We can watch each other. All right, so I'll get back on the progress on this and keep on sharing updates on this. The Temoylata, the red Gefner. At least I'm hoping it is, because sometimes you find out later after it fruits that it's not exactly what you were looking for, but I'm pretty confident in this one. We'll find out together. And since these aren't too easy to find, and when you do see one, you might always be a little bit skeptical, but I did try to grow one that was a little bit smaller before, and it didn't really pan out too well. It was in a different spot in my yard. I think sometimes what it is the rootstock that it's on, and sometimes it's on pond apples, sometimes it's on cherimoya, sometimes it's on who knows what. You don't always know what it is. And this one right here actually has a graft that is about 2 feet above. So, and then it started growing up from there, and I couldn't tell you what is below the graft, but it does randomly sprout, and I usually take off all the sprouts from the bottom. There is one right here. I'm not really gonna let that one. I'm gonna cut that one off. I usually like to leave the trunk pretty bare, and usually go up to about hip height, and then start the where your cutting is. So this is about hip height for me. And then I heard that you should take the branches and do it at about arm's length. But then again, I'm not an expert at any of this. I haven't even fruited this yet. I've only gotten this to this point, and this is about a 2 to 3 year old fruit tree. Some don't. I had one before, and again, it didn't last. So it's always hit or miss. I put it in this nice protected area, probably one of the most secure areas as far as wind protection in my yard. It's blocked from the northern winds, and then it gets morning sun and midday sun, and it just seems like it's in a really nice spot for right now, and it keeps on flowering, so that's promising. And yeah, so if you like this type of content, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me along with this journey, and we'll see if we could get some fruits together, because this is my first time doing it, and I thought I'd like to share the progress along with it, and see how this one does from my previous video. This one looks to be promising too. The other one I showed, that one fell off. I don't know if you remember that one. I just tapped on it and it was there, but now tapped on it again and it fell completely off. They don't last. Again, if they're not set, they just pop right off. Once, like this one right here, I'll be able to pop that one off. Not right now, but it'll come off on its own, or me just tapping it. So yeah, thanks for joining, and everybody enjoy your day. Thanks. All right, bye.